Dude, it's a real thing.
It is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen.
No, what I'm afraid of, my fear.
I got you. I got you. We were discussing fears before the pod, and now we're attacking our truest fear, and that's talking NBA basketball. Um, Pacers, they're done. Season's over.
You think
We
Jason
just
Tatum has the opposite of what we were talking about?
no, and we're not. See, that's the problem. People don't know what we're talking about, so only me and you think that's funny, and
Do
I
you
don't
want me to
think
tell
that's
him? No, it's fine.
nah, because that's stupid. And I don't. And it's just hey, whatever. But we are back. We just got done watching Boston sweep the Pacers 4
Yeah.
which not surprised, not shocked at all. We're currently waiting for game 4 of Minnesota versus Dallas. The day of this pod coming out, they will be playing. We got a couple off the court, off the field discussions, and then we got a tier list. We're finally back. About this time last year, we probably started doing the brackets and the what did we just do brackets? What else did we do? Or was
Jeopardy?
brackets like the Jeopardy? We're bringing back the Jeopardy. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
The Jeopardies.
We gave the people a year to come up with better Jeopardies.
That is
You got to
true.
think about it. We took
Because
off.
we were running through most of them
They were starting to get pretty
at that
bad.
point.
They were starting to get pretty bad, and it's like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, what's the color of? Well, no, they were just got so fucking hard.
well, some of them were
Like
like, well,
there's a level with those things. Like sometimes it's like, oh, what's a quarterback do? And then it's like, who the hell was the fucking Lions punter in 1864?
yeah. See,
It's
some of
it,
those
it was brutal.
questions were wild, but then like there was one Jeopardy that me and Jackson did where it was Chiefs QB. It's like,
Chiefs QB.
yeah, that
When?
was one of the questions. Chiefs QB.
Get out of
So
there.
it's like, I mean, I don't know. There's definitely levels to the Jeopardy and how difficult some people make them compared
Yeah.
to others. But all right, Pacers, Boston. Boston wins 4-0. They do what they're supposed to do. Um, because I already know, like, I don't even have to check my phone. I don't have to look on the internet. I don't have to look online. And I know that everybody is discrediting their entire postseason run.
They've been discrediting it since the
And
well. They're Jake Paul and the Pacers right now.
they are Jake Paul and the Pacers right now. They were acting like they were good before.
Well,
Well, no, they're
yeah,
not.
the
They're
Celtics.
actually
Sorry, they're
they're
Jake Paul and the Celtics.
yeah, well, because the Pacers, but they are kind of pulling with the Pacers this whole, before.
Oh yeah,
Well, see, no, if you knew the Pacers shit by All-Star break, you knew they weren't making it to the finals. You knew they weren't going to beat Boston unless something catastrophic, something terrible
yeah.
happened
But
to
then I
Boston. But
mean, I guess the Knicks weren't supposed to beat the Sixers, and it was just a whole bunch of
so that's the thing. If if
garbage
if
coming out of the
if the
East.
if the Bucks and the Sixers were healthy in the postseason, I have
Yeah,
no clue how the East would have finished.
yeah. No, it wouldn't have been Knicks, Pacers, or Celtics cast.
And like I don't think what yeah no I just yeah no I there I think the East would have looked a lot different if they were a little more healthy. Um, but I mean, Boston has to play now. I'm not gonna pretend like I think Boston like got it out the mud
Is
and they
yeah,
like had to go through some treacherous war. They definitely didn't, but
sure.
they
No.
also like
Well, here's what I'll say. They had an easier path compared to what they could have faced.
and it's not their fault, but it's also like I mean, who's to say that they are sitting there thinking that there's no way any team in the West is harder than who they've had to play so far in the East? Like they might be
Yeah.
fully aware, like, yo, we haven't seen shit yet. Like
No, yeah.
we gotta play them over there. Like we gotta
Yeah.
go do that. That's gonna be a
I mean,
problem.
most of these games against the Pacers were pretty tight, but they knew that they could run some tight games and whatever, but I don't think for a second they were afraid of this Pacers team.
Even
I
shit
mean, a few shots go different ways, and we're looking at maybe a 6 game series, but I don't know.
it was a possible 6 game series, and when the game the game they had that was the closest game one before where JB hits that dagger to go into OT, the Pacers played as good as they possibly could,
That was the best that they had. Yes.
and they couldn't get it done. So
And
I think
this on paper isn't a full strength Celtics team. I mean, maybe this is their full strength, and Kristaps is maybe a hindrance at this point. But I think they'll like him in the finals. I think that'll be a good help against the Mavs.
yeah, Kristaps will be interesting when he comes back, and
Because
I
it's weird. Because like they're not in a obviously they're not in a rush to get him back. They're
I mean
playing great basketball still.
I would believe that he could have played the last 2 games, maybe.
He could have at least played Game 4. I think that's when he was projected before the series started. But
I
they
mean,
clearly didn't need him.
and that's the thing. If they're purposely holding on, like just being like, hey, we'll just wait. Like, let's just see, and they go 4-0 versus the Pacers. I mean, I know we've been saying all year that the West is winning, but I'm not gonna pretend like there's no legitimacy coming from Boston, like with Boston. Like
Oh no, there's real shit coming out of Boston. They're a scary team. This is a team that was in the finals 2 years ago, 3 years ago, two.
they should have won. Like,
They should have beat the Warriors.
I mean,
I mean,
in
that series
hindsight,
could have gone either way, But
that the team that lost just like kind of doubled down on just like, no, we're here. Like we're here. We're gonna
yeah.
continue to make it to the finals, and the Warriors became what they are in 2024 and just dwindled down. Like people talk about
They're at a different stage. Like the Warriors, that was their last fucking thing.
people
That
talk
was the
about that fourth ring way different than they talk about the first three, because we know that fourth ring was very like, whoa, like they
yeah.
Golden State, damn, like
Well, because they had a couple of shitty years. Clay was injured. Steph was injured for a little bit. It was weird.
Steph finally got his Finals MVP. Like there was definitely some narratives to this, but I
But
think
like, it wasn't like we knew the Warriors were going to come back and after that season and win a few more. It's like they're an older team, but then you got a team with a bunch of 24-year-old dudes who were lighting it up, made the finals, and then now are more matured. They went and lost the fucking Heat last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, and
I mean, I just think looking back on it, competition wise and where they were at, they might look back on that Golden State loss as their best chance to win a finals in the Tatum JB era. You
I
know,
think that definitely could have been,
because doubt. I mean,
but
do we sit here and talk like there's a chance Minnesota comes back, or do we just start having these
no,
finals conversations of Dallas versus Boston?
Minnesota. Has there ever been a 3-0 comeback? I don't think so.
No. Now,
In any playoff series.
Here's the thing about them. They gotta pretend to like still have confidence.
Yeah, of course.
Which I'm not gonna lie. I don't know
Well, Ant,
why.
I don't know if Ant's pretending or if he truly believes it because he said yeah, we can still beat the ass. It's like no, you haven't.
See, but like I'm the believer of like, oh, you gotta kind of be crazy to make it to the league, because you gotta have the belief that you can make it. So it's like I think there's different times where it's like when you like actually believe in yourself, like things can pan
Yes.
out. But when like you are one part of a system, it's like, and it's really cool that you think that y'all can win this series. Y'all can beat Dallas 4 times, 4 straight times.
Yeah.
But that's just not gonna happen. Like it
No.
doesn't matter how good you play. It doesn't matter how hard you defend Kyrie Irving
Yeah.
or whoever. One or
Yeah.
the other or both are gonna drop 30 plus.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you drop, there's nobody else next to you that's gonna keep up.
No,
That's
and like he shot more shots, like we said he should have, but he's still not where he was earlier in the playoffs. And Cat apparently put up 32 fucking threes in the past 5 games. He
Cat
made
also
4 of them.
Cat also said he puts up 1,500 shots a day.
Yeah, that. Oh, at a certain point, it's like maybe those 1,500 shots don't help. Like I don't know why you're telling us that you're shooting the ball that much when it's clearly not working. Like do things that maybe help your shooting. Like shooting a lot could help maybe.
Well, no, I mean obviously. I think the bigger thing is like there's no fucking way you've been taking 1,500 shots a day. Like, have you been making like 10% of these shots a day? Because
Yeah.
God, you look terrible when
Well,
you
is
shoot the
he
basketball in this series. Like, it is not. It's been ugly for Cat, especially these last 2 games, like or game
the last
3. I mean,
5? He's averaged 15 points the last 5 games.
but I just maybe it's just the super recency bias, but game 3, like what yesterday? I mean, they were just it just seemed like Cat was chucking up some fucking.
He was 0 for 8.
I don't know what he was chucking up, but it was.
0 for 8. He's fucking 7 foot.
I mean, the T
What are
Wolves
you
would
doing
probably
taking that many fucking shots?
they would probably need like a 30-point lead to win the game.
Yes.
To win a game.
Yeah, and that's where I could see them like what they did with in their earlier against the Nuggets. Like those games were like all big leads or fucking or nothing.
Like
So yeah, maybe they just fucking have a crazy first fucking half and go up 20 or whatever. But
and I'll keep calling back our clip. That shit is probably almost a month old now, where we talked about how these fuckers are unguardable.
I know.
And if
Well, now they're
they
starting to be talked about as the best backcourt ever, and I'm starting to believe it. If they
okay,
continue to do these things, no,
yeah,
not. I'm
yeah,
not starting to believe that they are the best, but I didn't realize that they were in that world, that conversation.
they are the
I mean, they
best
both dropped
duo.
33 last night or
I
whatever.
mean, they are the best duo in the league. They
Yeah,
will. The season will finish. They'll be the best duo in the league.
but
Okay, hold on,
before
hold
the
on.
playoffs, we didn't look at them like that.
Say Boston goes on to beat Dallas in 6,
Yeah,
and Jaylen Brown and JT go. They go on that. Both have great series. Okay, you can make that
yeah.
argument for who's the best duo, but most talented duo, just most
It's
talented.
Luka and Kyrie. Yeah,
Yes, when it comes to the two players, the duo who has the two
and then we get
deepest
into
bags.
success and all that jazz. Yeah,
Yeah, then okay, you want to talk success and what have they done? What
yeah.
like? Okay, I'm talking specifically when those two players are on the court together, the
Yeah,
talent combined is unmatched.
especially from what we've seen from super teams and all this shit from recent years. We haven't seen a duo that is teamed up and then in 1 year they're making a finals.
See, but we
When did Kyrie come?
also
This year? Last year?
last year,
Midway
but
through last year.
these these big threes or shit, even like duos at this like the last couple years, and I wish I could have like a reference to pull out of my head right away, but like a lot of them we haven't seen where they're this close in like 1A, 1B.
Yes,
Like,
where
okay,
you're. Well, I mean, I think Luca right now is a little bit has that edge on Kyrie.
right now,
Tatum, huh?
you right now. I mean, not sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying like I'd say going into the season, Luca was the obvious one, but I
Yes,
think right now
that's fair.
it's like you can pick your fucking poison.
That's
Like
true.
it really doesn't matter who you want, like who
He's had a crazy year, yeah, of course.
and
And then Jalen Brown can. I mean, Jalen Brown's the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He can go off, do his thing, and Tatum will take the backseat or whatever. But
then like okay, like listen to how Kevin Durant was talking about Phoenix, like how he talked about how he felt like he was just delegated to standing in the corner
yeah,
or just being at the wing waiting for a shot. Like
when you've got these
they're
duos, they can play off each other better.
Yeah, like sometimes you got that big three where you got two players that might be at the same level, but one has
Yeah,
to delegate, and that causes some type of friction or whatever. But it's like just the way Luca and Kyrie play, it just in the
it's pure.
easiest it works. It's
It
hoops.
works.
Like they just like it's just
Yeah,
like I understand like people like oh well like Denver played winning basketball and like Boston and
yeah,
how fundamental Boston can be or like
yeah, yeah,
fucking if you were a Spurs fan or whatever like you fucking like fundamental basketball but it's like
yeah,
these are this is the duo that like the dream duo that people make up where they're like if you could take two guys and put them on like the blacktop or put them on the court it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
that these are these two that you would want and now you put them on a team and it's translating winning it's winning
Yes,
basketball
exactly. Because I
um
mean, shit. Well, when Kyrie first came to the team, we were talking. The whole world was talking about how in a scenario where someone's got to take the last shot, who's taking the last shot? They struggled with that for a while, with having the last shot in games and they're passing the ball around. They didn't. It took them a little bit to work it out, but now that like it's here, everything that we thought could happen on paper is happening, and maybe better. I didn't expect Kyrie to be scoring like this at this age, and like I thought he
he
would be
like
a facilitator, more of a
he's
passer.
30
He's putting up 25, 30 a game,
he's
maybe more.
30 he's 30
No, I know, but just at this point in his career, having like we didn't really see a lot of basketball from Kyrie over the past 5 years.
he kind of had like he kind of had like a little bad like if you had a timeline there's a little red line but like I don't think it
Sure, but
was he never slowed down
but
due to
he was
just
doubted like crazy. It's not like everyone still thought. I mean, everyone still knew who the fuck Kyrie was, but people
we've all
question if he still had it.
did they did
Sometimes, yeah.
people be real did people question if Kyrie still had it or did Kyrie not play? Did Kyrie bitch about wanting to go to this team, wanting to go to that team, and we didn't get to really see much of Kyrie? Like,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't really think
Well,
people were
he was also in
questioning.
Boston, and he didn't live up to the hype in Boston. So there was so much shit that happened in Kyrie's career that, like, him doing this is it's a little unexpected. I'm
Also,
not saying
like,
it's the craziest thing. It's not like Dwight Howard coming back and dropping 30 points, but it's like a little unexpected.
I also
It's not like
like.
Dwight Howard coming
I don't.
back and like kissing a woman.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't think it's unexpected in the sense of just Kyrie still having it. Kyrie and Luca working together and us questioning a year ago like how the ball would be shared. Okay, I could see that being a question. And maybe the same
Well, it
thing
was a
with
huge question.
the same thing went in Phoenix where it's like, okay, maybe KD. Nobody's saying KD does he still have it. It's just are y'all gonna be able to let KD display that he still has it?
Yes,
Same thing with
and they did.
Kyrie. Dallas is letting like Kyrie has been displaying that he's still like
Still Kyrie,
this isn't a
but
and
this
I
is
same way you said like this isn't Dwight Howard dropping third. This isn't like that the one 50 point game D
this isn't
Rose
Derrick
had in
Rose dropping
Minnesota.
50. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is Kyrie probably the next at least three or four more years of this Kyrie, I would say.
What's crazy to me is that like this looks like one of the best versions of Kyrie
It's a matured
because you looked at
Kyrie.
him early in his career in Cleveland. He had maybe 1 or 2 years without LeBron. Then he had just the years with LeBron where he's sharing the rock with the best player in the world.
Mhm.
Doesn't have that, I guess, freedom
I think
in the same way, but now it to me it seems like he's playing his best basketball.
yeah, and I think Kyrie likes being like the big bro.
He's a leader now.
Like remember that question they were like, how is LeBron as like a
He's 32.
father? Remember when they were like, how's LeBron as a father figure on the team? And he's like,
Yeah,
as a father? He's like, what the
yeah.
He's like, I think he
He's not
even
my
said
father.
I think he even said something like I got one father. Like I no, like I don't know what like
Yeah,
and now that's just like a one-off comment, but it's still like he might have had that feeling of like, bro, I don't need no father figure. Like, I'm the big, like I'm the
no,
unk. I'm gonna go over here.
yeah, he's the guy.
I'm the OG now. Like, and Kyrie is,
Yeah,
like you said, 32. Yeah, I took 2 years off, so 32. Yeah, fuck. Um,
but
but Timberwolves
yeah,
ain't coming back
having
from
a
this.
fucking great season.
Can we
Huh?
just we can easily agree Timberwolves are not coming back from this.
Damn, Kyrie's been in the league forever.
And it's like,
Oh yeah, no, they have no shot. No offense to them, they had
and
a
I'm
great
not
year, and
gassing it.
dog, they beat the
The reigning champs.
yeah,
And I'm not gonna sit here and if they win two, be
and
like, oh shit, oh
no,
shit. We get to a game 7, then we can have
but
conversations.
we also can't sit around and act like they're trash dookie diarrhea.
No, they're
They're
not.
playing like shit.
They're not. They.
Like Ant's not who he was at the beginning of the playoffs, and neither is Cat, neither is that whole team. But
I would say Ant has done more than enough. Every like he's done more than he's done more than enough. He's like okay.
him,
I will say
him, him, yes. If he scores 24 points, he can win a game.
there were games where
But
like oh
for the
Jaden
lack of
McDaniels.
production, huh?
There were games where it was like oh Jaden McDaniels like he led the T-Wolves in points. And it's like he might have had himself a night or two, but I think I don't know. Maybe you're right. Like with the regular season, people maybe expected Ant to produce a little bit more, but I also said don't expect Ant to be able to stop Kyrie from scoring 33 points and also keeping up offensively.
Yeah, but he shouldn't. That shouldn't be his focus. But what's crazy is like if the Timberwolves were a little bit more efficient. I mean, all of their games, all 3 games were close. If the
Mm-hmm.
Timberwolves were a little bit more efficient, if Cat doesn't miss 8 fucking threes, or if he just doesn't take 8 fucking threes, then there's a shot that they. I mean, they're not playing smart basketball. They're playing dumb. They're playing
Yeah,
reckless ball for
and
no
when
reason.
it's
And Ant isn't taking over
and if
for
it's
the lack of.
close, for I mean, yeah, and when it's if it's close in the fourth quarter, Dallas is going to close out.
Yes,
like like you
plain and
said,
simple. Yeah,
they need those big leads like they had versus Denver, where it's like, all right,
yeah,
now Dallas can fight and claw back to from like
yeah.
a
A
20
20
point
or
deficit,
15. Yeah,
16, 12, 8 maybe, but then there's only
yeah,
2 minutes left in
yeah,
Minnesota. They close it out, but
yeah.
these are the two best closers in the league on the same team.
Yep.
Period. That's what it is. That's that. And I mean, we won't talk predictions until it's officially set. So on Saturday's episode, we'll officially talk Boston versus Dallas. But we know it's gonna be Boston versus Dallas.
Yep.
Okay. So we do have a tier list that we're going to get into soon, but a couple things. So Rich Paul, he slipped up on. I believe it was. Fuck. It was. They do those like
He slipped up on Adele.
the secondary like versions of the games where it's like Kevin Hart, fucking Vince
Yeah,
Carter
yeah,
watching
yeah.
it. Like it's.
The
So I
live.
believe Rich Paul was a guest on one of them, and
Yeah,
he said, he was like he said something along the lines of like LeBron being a free agent.
yeah.
Now, LeBron,
Oh, LeBron's
technically,
not a free agent.
he's
No.
got a player option that he hasn't opted.
He has an
He
option.
hasn't,
Yeah.
he hasn't opted in yet.
Yeah.
Now, this could have been an easy slip up where he just, he was like calling him a free agent by like terms of like no, like he can choose to stay with the
Yeah.
Lakers, or he can
Or
venture out,
he's saying, "Hey,
or
I'm a free agent."
he's saying LeBron is going to be a free agent, and I can see a world where the
You know
Lakers.
who will be a free agent
Who?
in the Dominican Basketball League?
Who?
Bronny James.
Bronny James, I think,
Apparently,
is
the
going
worst
to.
basketball player to ever step in a combine.
Who said that?
All the scouts.
Who the?
Scouts hated him, dude.
He had a. Are you?
Not at the combine. It must have been somewhere else, but
I was gonna say, are you
there was
joking?
some.
Because he had a great
No,
combine.
there were some
People loved
NBA
his combine.
scouts who were really shitting on him.
There's also some scouts that are really praising him. I mean, I've seen a lot of hate, but I've also seen since the combine, I've seen praise.
Yes,
His stock
yes,
has risen. I've also seen reports that LeBron ain't just gonna go where Bronny is.
exactly. Yeah,
Like he's not just gonna pick up
nor
and
nor
go.
should he, because LeBron is still the like he's not gonna go play for some fucking shit dick team that has no chance. Like he has to play for a contender. He's fucking LeBron James. He's
like in
still
a
the reason
like in a world. I mean,
Bronny
we
hasn't made it.
already discussed teams that if Bronny was drafted to, where LeBron could go play
Yeah,
for. But I mean, in a world where, say, Phoenix grabs Bronny, there's really no room for LeBron there. Like if you take Bronny and Bron, who you gonna want bringing the ball down the court? Who you gonna want being the facilitator?
yeah.
It's gonna be Bronny
The guy who's
sitting.
done it for 23 years
It's gonna be Bronny sitting behind his
for the
dad
19-year-old kid. Yeah,
for however long LeBron is his teammate. But
yeah.
see, that's different than like you like for the roles needed for a team like the Lakers. Shit, you could fuck around and find a spot for Bronny.
Yeah, like when the Lakers were at their worst, Bron said, "Shit, Bronny can come play for us."
But like in
Like,
like a team like Phoenix, it's like, bro, it's like there's no room for. It's like
no,
we're already talking about how it's like Bradley needs to step out because there's too many
exactly.
shooters around
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just LeBron. The the game would just be played around him. Yeah, KD. I hope you liked being sitting in the corner just waiting for a shot because
You're really gonna be
that's
sitting in the corner,
yeah.
Mister Slim.
And Book's gonna be on the other
Yeah,
side. Um,
yeah.
but I don't know. Rich Paul slipped up, so that's something too. Because we haven't gotten an announcement yet in what LeBron is gonna do. Obviously, because shit, the
No,
season ain't
and
even
we
over
we
yet.
won't know for a long time probably.
I mean, we'll know by like
But yeah,
July.
from what I heard, at least from the scouts or reports or whatever, it just says if Bronny doesn't get drafted by the Lakers, he's probably not getting drafted. But I mean, he could be drafted by anybody.
I
What
don't believe
what
it.
I don't want to see is just Bron go and fuck off to some shitty team. I think that they can add some pieces to the Lakers and make a run. And LeBron is still the prime guy in the NBA, and that's who we care about watching. No one really cares too much about seeing Bronny right now until he proves himself. So
But I could confidently say there's more than one team interested in him, and it's not
yes,
just the
probably
team that has his father. I mean, I've already seen the
yes,
reports of other teams. That's why I've been gassing up this Phoenix move so much because of the entrance that Phoenix reportedly had in him. Um,
yeah.
that's
But yeah, they
literally
could just keep him and say no to LeBron, but you can't really say no to LeBron.
why would you?
If LeBron was like, "Hey, I'm coming too," and they're
Why
like,
would
"Nah,
you?
we're good."
Why would you say no to LeBron? Also, hey, look. So you sat here and now I brought it up. We talked about Zay. We talked about players. We talked about players and allegations. But we got to hold players accountable. So we got to hold your kicker accountable, Devin. We got to
Who's my
hold your
kicker?
motherfucking kicker accountable. Washington Commanders
No, that's the
recently.
Jaguars kicker.
No, he's y'all kicker now.
Well, not now. Well, yeah, but that's different.
But
It didn't happen under us. Don't put that on me.
he's y'all kicker now. Y'all signed the man.
All right, don't put. We didn't know. Don't put that on me.
Oh, y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know.
I don't know. I don't
Y'all
know.
didn't
What we know.
know.
Don't put
Get
that
out
on
of here.
us. That
Y'all
ain't on
knew.
us. That's on the
Y'all
Jaguars.
knew.
Fuck them.
So
That's that's on them little British stewardesses.
if nobody knows what I'm talking about, Brandon McManus,
Yeah.
apparently getting. Now, here's the thing, Devin. It's what is it? A civil lawsuit.
Yes, he's being sued in civil court. So money.
I
Go steal a kicker's money.
I don't I don't like to take the easy take where it's like, oh, why are you going for money? That if you really wanted justice, you do this, you do that. It's like,
No, I don't care what they do.
no, well, because it definitely does set a precedent that you could just lie and get paid for it, which is, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I
What do
obviously
you,
can't. Would you? So okay, if in my eyes, if this happened, this should be a
yeah.
criminal. There should be charges. Like there should be she should be like this shouldn't be just I want money from this. This is I should get paid from this.
Yeah. I
If
mean,
that
you can
makes
sue
any
for
sense.
other things like emotional distress and
No, no, yeah, I get it. No, but it's like if you are suing for SA, if you are suing for that, if that's what the lawsuit is for, that's a crime. That's
yep.
it's not a crime. It's not just something you can
Do
get
we know
paid
what he
for.
did specifically? Did he grab some
Specifically,
tatas, grab some boom booms?
so if you want me, I can pull it up. I had the report. I had the whole all the shit about
And
it.
they're Jane Does? Damn, dude.
Are they Jane
You
Does?
don't know who these ladies are?
Are we not even getting the names? Are we not? We're not. Let me
Alright, they
pull up.
accuse McManus of rubbing himself against them and grinding against them.
Okay.
And they accuse the Jaguars of failing to supervise him and failing to create a safe environment for the staff serving the team.
Okay, definitely something you gotta sue for because you're not proving that in a criminal fucking
They're
court.
seeking in excess of $1 million. Well, they're demanding a jury trial for a civil case. What is happening?
Huh? They're absolutely. Oh, these are absolutely fictitious and demonstrably just demonstrably. Am I saying that word right?
What word are you trying to say?
It's the next paragraph after they're seeking in excess of 1 million and are demanding a jury trial. You give it a try. Go ahead.
Demonstrably? False allegations?
Demonstrably. What was I
Is that how
saying?
you say it? I know,
Was I
it
not
just
saying
sounds like a
that?
weird word to me.
Yeah,
No, you
demonstrably
did. It just
false
sounds like a weird word.
allegations made as part
Demon.
of a campaign to defame and disparage a talented and well-respected NFL player, said his attorney.
This is just legal jargon garbage.
Yeah, but it's just I don't, and it's just another I don't know. It's just another weird example of like demonstrably. There we go. Okay, so I was right. But
Why is my guy a dude?
there's so many examples of just like this happened 8 months ago, and I'm just now getting around to filing a lawsuit for it, and there's no proof, and I know that this came out of nowhere, but it definitely happened, and I don't want him to really get in trouble for it. I just want money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into a weird spot here, but
Bro, if we can sit here, nah, nah,
no,
nah,
no, no,
nah.
no, 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 just things that yeah. But apparently they're claiming that he recruited. Why are they using the word recruited? Recruited 3 other flight attendants to party, passed out $100 bills to encourage them to drink and dance inappropriately for him. Did they take the $100 bills? That's a contract.
See, that's
That's consent. Um, Doe One
God
accuses
damn it,
McManus of
Devin.
trying to kiss her while she was seated during a session at turbulence. He was trying to kiss her during turbulence. This guy's persistent. And twice grinding up against her while she's serving a meal. Um,
Bro, I'm like I just like to believe that another player on the team will be like, "Yo, chill. Like, what are
all
you
right, well,
doing?"
here's this. So, Doe 1 alleges during the first assault, she made eye contact with another Jaguars player who she said looked ashamed of McManus's behavior. So, apparently,
So he
he
looked
was like,
ashamed.
he was like,
He looked ashamed.
nah, that. He was like, he's crazy.
What the fuck is looked ashamed? Like, okay, so say you're actually getting assaulted and you're like, "Yeah, well he like looked ashamed." It's
He
like
was
he was
like,
okay, like I don't know. It's
no,
just
he's
weird.
drunk, whatever.
This is weird business. I don't know what it could be 100% true, and sure, but it's just odd that it took this long to come out, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens. We'll have to
I
see
mean, is it even time or is it like, I mean, I
proof.
don't know.
Proof. I mean, okay, there's
Yeah, how
52
do you
other.
prove that he
There's
how do you prove that he rubbed his crotch on your pants?
okay, I mean, think about it. He's not on this team anymore. So what would anybody on that roster that was there for that to like to witness that? Why would they care to say it? Why would they care to not? Why would they care to lie and say it didn't happen?
Well, there's also I doubt any of them remember. They're probably all sleeping or eating or
Okay,
doing their own thing.
see, but that's like a huge. That's like the worst thing the lawyer could say. Like, no, they're probably
No,
like
no,
all
no, no.
sleeping.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying
Like, no,
it
there's
probably
definitely.
wasn't a big moment for their lives.
But if this, okay,
They're
she
locked
said,
in NFL players who are flying back from a foreign country.
yeah, but you just said the first time, so there were multiple times, like multiple incidents on this plane. And you just nobody saw it. Nobody has came out to say, yeah, I witnessed this. It's just the two
You don't think he was
victims.
trying to be a little bit sneaky?
I mean, how sneaky can you? I mean, it sounds like he was drunk, so I don't know how sneaky you could think you're
It does sound
sneaky.
like he was drunk.
You could think you're sneaky when you're drunk, but you're not.
But I just don't. I don't get what like the charge. Like I get the sexual assault.
We all know the charge, but it's just it was an odd thing to wake up to and see, like, oh, kicker's getting sued for assault. This is okay. All right, this is
So it says they allege the flight quickly turned into a party as McManus and several other players
okay.
disregarded the flight attendants' personal space, air travel safety, and federal law.
So okay, so then there was witness. There's witnesses to this if it happened. So I don't want to hear someone was asleep. It's like, no, it sounds like more than just him invaded their personal space or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, why are they just suing the kicker, man?
I don't know. You want to get in this tier list? Because we do have a tier list.
We could get into a tier list of the best sexual assault cases of all time.
Nope. We're not going to get into any more things involving any type of assault. But today,
Also,
what's up?
Not our kicker. Well, he didn't do this with us.
But he's your kicker. But
you scared me. But I will say, if he did it on a Commander's team plane, we're not stopping him.
No, y'all aren't stopping shit. Do y'all have
We
planes?
can't stop a guy like that.
Do you guys have planes?
No. Just sea buses. That's what we call them.
All right. So everybody at home, you guys can see what's going on. We got every Super Bowl MVP.
We have a football field on a boat, and then we just practice the whole week. Boating down to Tampa Bay.
That makes sense. Devan, we got every Super Bowl MVP. Can you see it? You got it on your screen, making sure that it's all
yeah, see a bunch of fucking losers.
We got some old dudes, we got some younger guys, but we got every Super Bowl MVP. We got S, A, B, C, D, F, and we're gonna decide who goes where. Now let's cut the shit and go over a couple people that we can just get right out of the way real quick.
Bart Starr, get him
all
out
right.
of here.
So Bart Starr won the first two MVPs. First one, he threw 2 touchdowns. Second one, 200 yards and a passing touchdown. Okay, so
C.
Do we set a
D.
standard? Do we set a standard?
Yeah. Well, all right. So what did he do in the first one?
First
you said
one,
2 touchdowns.
So Super Bowl I, he threw 2 touchdowns. That was the highlight of the game, was his 2 touchdowns. It was 35-10, Green Bay beating Kansas City. And then comparing that to
I would say D, but it's the first fucking Super Bowl.
See, but that's the thing.
C.
I don't want to factor in how much the Super Bowl mattered. I want to just factor in their performance, because we're going to come across other Super Bowls where it's like, this happened and this happened. It's like, no, I just want to talk, because we're going to do a tier list of Super Bowls. And that's the thing.
True.
This was the first Super Bowl. Maybe it'll rank higher in terms of games, but I mean, I feel like we got to set a standard. I would say both. I mean, 2 passing touchdowns, 200 yards, and a passing touchdown. They could sit at C for now.
Sure.
They could sit at C for now
until C gets full.
But C might get a little more complicated. Now we got Super Bowl III winner Joe Namath. Now this would be another. No, not an S at all. It was he passed for 206 yards, 16-7. Now, see, Super Bowl wise, this is a little bit better because he guaranteed this win. There was no chance that the Jets were going in and beating the Baltimore Colts this year, and they did. But 206 passing yards, didn't even throw a touchdown. I'd say that's one below Bart. Right?
He didn't throw a touchdown?
200 yards. 200 yards, Devin.
That's a D banger. That's fair. Yeah, but I mean, it's still cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, but we'll throw it in the D for now. Now we got good old Len Dawson smoking his cig at halftime. 142 passing yards and 1 touchdown. I'd say throw that right
D.
next to Joe. All right?
Yeah.
Throw that right next to Joe. Chuck Howley, he had 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery in Super Bowl V.
The way they were throwing the ball back then, brother.
Now here's my problem with this because I just put this together. I just put this, okay. So Super Bowl V, Baltimore versus Dallas. Chuck Howley won Super Bowl MVP. Dallas lost. Dallas lost that game. He got 2 interceptions.
That's how bad Johnny Unitas was.
Fuck off. He got 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery, but they lost.
That's hilarious.
So how
F.
okay, F, right?
It didn't mean
they
lost.
Shit. It did not mean a goddamn thing. Y'all
you
lost. That's
clearly
F.
were not the most valuable player.
That's F. That's F all the way. I'm glad you agreed on that.
Dallas values losing.
Dallas does value losing. Okay. Roger Staubach, 119 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Beating
119?
Yeah, he beat Miami 24-3.
C.
Okay.
Or D.
I'll go C. I'll go C. You're gonna love this one, Devin. Just the way bro looks in his face. We got safety Chuck. We got safety Jake Scott. For the Miami Dolphins, he had 2 interceptions, beating Washington 14-17.
Not funny. That was the undefeated season, though. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
1973 or 2 or whatever.
Off the undefeated season. 2 interceptions in a 14-7 ball game. I mean, do we put that? I'd say that probably makes the same level as C.
As who?
The C level.
Sure.
Right?
2 picks is equivalent to 2 tutties.
No, definitely not. But when it's a 1 touchdown game, and that game finished with you having 2 touchdowns, I'd say it's definitely yeah. I'll give you that. You were definitely a game changer there. We got Larry Zonka. 33 carries, 145 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Wait, the Dolphins won back-to-back?
Back-to-back, 24-7, beating Minnesota.
Oh, so one of those was the undefeated year.
It was a 72-73 season, I believe. They went undefeated. But then next year, they beat Minnesota 24-7. Larry Zonka, 33 carries, 145, 2 touchdowns.
I like that. That's the best one I've seen.
That is the best one so far. Is it A level?
No.
I
Maybe.
was
going to say at least B.
It's 100%.
I mean, but 145 and 2 touchdowns is, if we compare that to any other running back who's ever won, which is like 2 of them.
I'm going to go A for now.
All right.
I'm going to go A for now.
Franco Harris, baby.
Franco Harris with 158 rushing yards and 1 touchdown.
Damn. B.
Yeah, over 150. Yeah. We got Lynn Swan, Devin. We got Lynn Swan. 4 catches, 161 yards, and a tutty. 4 catches, 161 yards, and a tutty.
F.
Fuck, absolutely not. Where does that rank?
B.
And this was Pittsburgh beating Dallas 21-17. B, 161 yards on 4 catches.
It's pretty cool.
B,
it's 40 yards a catch.
B, it's got to be at least an A. It's got to be
okay
for now. I mean,
can we put in like the old guy factor?
The old guy factor in the sense that this is like better numbers than we've seen from like the last receiver that won Super Bowl MVP? Is that what you're?
Yeah.
I think
A's fine. Yeah.
I think It's an A for now. Like I said, we can always we can change these.
That is true.
All right, next up, Fred Biletnikoff. Good old Fred Biletnikoff. Now they beat Minnesota 32-14. He had 4 catches for 79 yards. That's it.
Fucking
That's
X.
a big old fat F. If we could add a lower one, we probably
79 yards.
79
Congrats,
yards. Now, are you
brother.
ready for another F? Because it's 2 fucking people.
Who?
Harvey Martin and Randy White, defensive line for Dallas Cowboys. They led Dallas that forced 8 turnovers.
I don't know what I don't. Did they force the turnovers?
It's 2 guys. It's the same thing as giving a loser a Super Bowl MVP. Like you gave 2 guys a Super Bowl MVP.
That's true.
I think it's an F. I mean,
I think that's
if you
D.
want to go
I
D,
think that's better than
okay. I mean, if you want to
losing
go
a Super Bowl.
if you want to go D, sure, go D. We can go D. That's fine.
I mean, they did a dual MVP, a league MVP with Peyton Manning.
And we kind of talk differently about it. I feel like
True.
I don't know. Okay, next up we got Terry Bradshaw. The next 2 we got Terry Bradshaw. In Super Bowl 13, he threw for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Sounds like an A banger to me, brother.
Yeah, that sounds like
4 tutties is also hard to come by. I don't know how many Super Bowls that's been done in.
I think we're gonna come across a couple more. I believe. We'll see. We'll see. And then right back, Super Bowl 14, Terry Bradshaw, 309 yards and 2 touchdowns. B.
B. Yeah.
B. Okay. Yeah. B. Next up after that, we got Jim Plunkett.
Mr. Plunky.
He had 261 passing
John
yards
Madden, baby.
and 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. Which in that Super Bowl they beat the Rams 31. Oh, excuse me, they beat Philly 27-10.
Ron Jaworski.
I mean,
how many passing yards? 200
261, 3 touchdowns. At least
nice. B.
I mean, that's at least a B. Yeah.
I think that's B.
Yeah, okay, B.
I think depending on
Joe Montana.
He could be moved, but yeah.
Super Bowl 16, he threw for 157 yards and 1 touchdown.
D.
Yeah, that's a D. That is a D.
C or D?
It's a D. It's a D.
Perfect.
It's a D. Which?
So you telling me this guy never had like a?
Do we?
Tell me Joe Montana stinks?
Yeah. Do we bring Super Bowl?
Is that my boy?
Do we bring Super Bowl 2 Bart Starr down to C or to D? Do we bring both Bart Starrs down to C or to D?
To D? Yes.
Okay.
John Riggins, S tier.
John Riggins, he ran for 166 yards and 1 touchdown. I'd say that goes right up, with Franco. The same ball game, a touchdown over 150. I like it.
Yeah.
Next up,
Marcus Allen. We lost the Super Bowl.
Next up, we got Marcus Allen, who he had 20 carries, 191 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's S tier. And then he had a crazy play where he ran down the right on like a fucking toss, reversed the entire field on the whole team, and ran for a touchdown.
Is it S?
On 20 carries, he ran for almost 200 yards.
Okay, it's S. You're right. It's S.
Like he took over that game.
Richard Dent, defensive end for the Chicago Bears. He had 2 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Harvey Dent? That's at least B tier. And that's on the 85 Bears. I mean,
is that at least B? I'd say C. 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
It's the 85 Bears, It's hard to win I guess. C's fine.
I like C.
The defensive ones are tough,
I like C.
Especially Ray Lewis.
You're right. You're right. Ray Lewis didn't have the best, but it's the same thing with fucking Dallas's defense. They were so good they had to give it to two players.
So good, we had to give him 2.
I mean, okay, I'll go over it now. Ray's going in the D, and he's not going in the F because he won it by himself. So that's the only that was the only argument I was gonna have. If you're gonna put,
Oh, then we can drop. I honestly had no idea what Ray's stats were. I was just joking.
I mean,
But we
Ray's
can drop
stats
those.
was he had I mean, I can pull him up. From what I remember, I'd say what fucking where did my phone go? Eight tackles, some pass deflections, one pass deflection that led to an interception.
Okay.
But it's not the
Drop that duo down. I'm tired of
okay,
looking
yeah.
at
He
them
only had five
hugging.
tackles. He had 5 tackles and four pass deflections.
That's it. Yeah.
4 pass deflections. You want to drop them to F?
The duo, sure, yes.
I thought that's what you were saying. Okay.
Yeah, they're stinking up the thing.
Phil Simms. Phil Simms, Super Bowl 21, the first quarterback to say he was going to Disney World, 268 yards and 3 touchdowns.
B.
Now I will say this was
I'm
a 39.
kind of borderline B and C, but
It was a 39 C. C. The man threw 268 and 3 tutties.
it's fair.
Now I will say it was versus a Denver team that was known to lose Super Bowls in this time, 39-20.
Hey.
What?
Don't do that.
Denver lost 4 Super Bowls in like 5, and they lost to the Giants, then they lost
They were
to
making them.
y'all.
They
And
did.
then
That's what I'm saying.
And then they lost to San Fran 55-10. I mean, they lost a lot of Super Bowls.
They were
They
making
got
them.
their ass kicked in Super Bowls, I'll say. They got their ass kicked in Super Bowls.
They did.
But
They
I'd
got
say
clapped.
Phil. Okay. Yeah. B. I like B. I like B.
I think B's fine, especially because he just got kicked off of his own network.
We got
or
Doug
CBS,
Williams. 340 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Fold them things, baby.
Is it an S?
It's close, at least.
Is it an S? Is it an S?
360 plus yards. We won, what, 42-10 or something? 48-10?
Terry had 40 less yards and the same amount of touchdowns, and we put him A. I think Doug might have to sit at A. He could or sit at S, and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Because he might drop. He might just drop a little bit.
That's true.
Might just drop. Jerry Rice. He had 11 catches, 215 yards, and a touchdown. And that was their win versus Cincinnati, 20-16. It's a very crucial touchdown, 215 yards on 11 catches. I'd say it's in the B ballpark for me.
Yeah, B's fine.
I mean, 200 yards on 11 catches, though.
Yeah. 200 yards, 11 catches, 1 touchdown?
1 touchdown, yeah.
Hey, I mean, yeah.
Do we drop? I mean, okay, Lynn Swan. We got Lynn Swan in A. He had 4 catches. He had the 4 catches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. So I'd say they stay together. In A. Okay. We got Joe Montana, Super Bowl 24, 297 yards passing and 5 touchdowns.
Here we go.
There's your Joe Montana Super Bowl MVP.
There's my Montana year.
There's the one you were really looking for. Now, so basically 300 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Pretty big.
If Dougie is S, Joe is S.
Throw him up in S. Also, Doug, first Afro-American.
Well, he's the first black quarterback.
Is that what the stat is?
Yeah, he was the first black quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP. But
I thought he was the first African-American.
Ah.
What the hell was I thinking about?
Your dry comedy is going to go over somebody's head It's gonna piss somebody off. It's okay.
I don't care.
Because we got motherfucking Otis Anderson, New York Giants running back who ran for
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
100 yards and
Otis
a
Anderson.
touchdown. 100 yards and a touchdown.
How many yards?
100. 102. 102 yards and a touchdown.
C. BC. CBD.
I was gonna say D.
D. Perfect.
D. Do you C?
Perfect.
C?
C.
C? I'll go C. I'll go C.
Because
I'll go C. 100 yards. You got 100 yards and a tutty. I'll give it to you.
that's a decent stat
I'll
line.
give it to you. You got 100 yards and a tutty. And you only won by a point, 20-19. So I'll give it to him. Next up. I mean, shit, you should know who's next up. Do you not?
Fuck, what the heck was his name?
We got good old Mark Ripien.
Yeah, fucking Ripien, the Canadian bastard.
292 yards, 2 touchdowns, beating Buffalo 37-24.
We whooped Jim Kelly, dude. C.
Yeah. yeah.
Nice.
That's the area. Troy Aikman.
Troy for
273 yards, 4 touchdowns, beating Buffalo 52-17.
Is that A?
That's an A. Then we got another Cowboy, Emmitt Smith.
Mr. Emmett.
30 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, beating Buffalo again 30-13.
B. Throw him in there with Riggins.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but the other running backs we got up here, fucking
30 carries though.
went Dookie shot on the whole world.
Yeah. John Elway finally getting himself a whoa.
That's Steve Young.
I'm sorry, I scrolled down in the list a little way too far.
You were looking a little far ahead.
We got Steve Young, who had 325 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. 6 of them.
Did he have a rushing touchdown in that game?
49-26, beating the San Diego Chargers.
Did he have a rushing touchdown, or were they all passing?
What was that stat line?
Because I remember there's a video of him like stumbling into the end zone.
Yes,
because his legs were too tired to
Super
move.
Bowl. What was that? Super Bowl. Where the fuck did it go? 27.
It's like 95.
Super Bowl 27 stats. He threw 6 touchdowns.
God dang.
He ran for 50 yards. That's it. That's an S.
That's S.
That's an S, and we might have to talk about bumping some people.
At a S?
Yeah. 6 passing touchdowns. 325 yards.
I don't know how these things work. Like, I don't know how coveted the S tier is. I don't even know what S tier means.
I mean, to me...
No, like, what is S?
The top.
Superior?
Well, I think people call it, like, satisfactory, but yeah, I guess in this it'd be, like, the superior... I mean, I've only seen S use like, the satisfactory term or whatever, but...
Sure.
We might have to talk about moving a couple people out of S just because the fact that we got a record-breaking performance going into S, just throwing it next to the other guys.
Hey. Pull the first black quarterback ever.
No, it's not just Doug.
Pull him.
It's not just Doug.
Pull him.
We'll talk about it.
I dare you.
We'll fucking talk about it. Don't worry. Who do we got up next over here? Larry Brown. Corner for the Dallas Cowboys.
Cornerback.
He had 2 interceptions.
D.
Ooh, what separates him from good old safety Jake Scott, who had 2 interceptions?
Maybe I'm forgetting. C. Sure.
No, you're right. Let's drop Jake Scott down.
Yeah, bring Scott ass down the mountain.
2 interceptions. Okay.
We got to start making space for the real dogs up
I'll
here.
I'll do it. That's why I keep trying to split that top. I keep trying to do it.
Take him out. I told you.
Who do we got next up? Desmond Howard, kick returner. First kick returner to win the coveted Super Bowl MVP. He had
What's his name?
244. Desmond Howard.
Oh, from the Packers one.
Yeah. 244 all-purpose yards, and he had a 99-yard kick return for a touchdown.
It's pretty cool.
B.
Yes.
B. I like it. I like it. I like it because I know a guy who didn't win Super Bowl MVP and had even better performance returning. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I know a guy who could have.
We got who was that? Terrell Davis. We got Terrell motherfucking Davis, who had 30
T
carries,
Donkey.
157 yards, and 3 touchdowns. See, now I think that goes to B, and that bumps. No, I think it just goes to B.
That doesn't go to A?
No. I mean, Emmett had 30 carries on 150, and we threw him at B. I'd say TD sits at B.
Sure.
I mean, what would be the difference in putting him up any higher? John Elway. Here it is, 336 yards and 1 passing touchdown.
And 1 helicopter.
One helicopter. A lot of yards. A lot of C. I could C for sure. Yeah. I mean 200. Yeah.
Kurtzman Warner.
I like it.
Now this is when the MVP should have gone to someone on the other team. The guy who couldn't reach too far.
Yeah, probably to the guy that couldn't reach too far. But we do have Kurt Warner, who threw for 414 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a B.
B's getting crowded up.
It's a B because okay. So Staubach, fucking Raj.
Navy guy.
You got him at A, and I mean his game.
Yeah, Roger A.
Or no, excuse me. We have Terry. We have Terry at A.
Yeah.
We have Terry at A, who he had 318 and 4 touchdowns. He had 414 and 2 touchdowns. We also had Troy at A. And Troy, what the fuck did Troy do?
Troy had 4 or 5 touchdowns.
He had 4 touchdowns, 273 yards. See, now that 200 barrier, like what's more important, the 4 touchdowns or cracking 300? I'd say the 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns, yeah.
So then does Kurt not make A? Or no, so Kurt doesn't make A. He has 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'd say B.
Yeah.
I'd say B. Next up, Tom Brady's first Super Bowl MVP.
Now we're starting to get into Super Bowls that I can remember plays from.
Yeah, but he only had 145 yards in the tutty.
Exactly. But he did lead the game-winning drive.
Yeah, he did. So we're gonna plop that in D and move on to Dexter Jackson, who had 2 first half interceptions for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, beating the Raiders.
No pick sixes in there?
Did Dexter Jackson not? Yeah, did he not house one of those?
I thought he housed one right before the half, right?
I thought he housed it right before.
There's a video of Gruden jumping up and down for joy. I thought he housed one.
Can we pull the stats up? Super Bowl. Here we go. Super Bowl 37 stats. Okay, they're not showing me his stats. I need to see his Super Bowl stats. 2 interceptions. Maybe he didn't have a touchdown. Yeah, 2 interceptions, 34 yards. Okay. Well, you know where it goes. Where the other guys with 2 interceptions go? It goes in
Hang out down there.
I'm sorry.
Also, a forgotten Super Bowl,
Yeah, people don't talk about that Super Bowl.
For good reason.
Really, at all? Why? Oh, yeah. Tom Brady's second Super Bowl MVP. A lot better than his first Super Bowl MVP. He threw for 354 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Was that against the Eagles or the Panthers? Panthers. Eagles?
You want to lock in a final guess?
Let me take one last guess.
Okay.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Carolina.
Fuck.
Carolina beating them 32-29. Like I said, 354 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. That's B. B. B.
B.
B. Okay, B. Deion Branch is the man of the hour who won.
He was the man of the hour.
He is who won Super Bowl MVP versus the Philadelphia Eagles, but he had 11 catches for 133 yards.
Plain and simple. That's
it.
D.
Cool D. We got Hines Ward in the most controversial Super Bowl of all time. 5 catches, 123 yards, and a touchdown.
F. They cheated.
Okay, I mean,
for the sake of the video, they ruined the sanctity of the football game.
I will 100% agree that if we do a Super Bowl tier list, that it is going in the F category. But are you sure you want to put 154 yards or 123 yards on 5 catches and a tutty in the F?
No, but it should go in C.
Okay. It should go in C. We got good old Peyton Manning.
Mr. Manning.
Colts Super Bowl, 247 yards and 1 touchdown.
He should not have been the Super Bowl MVP.
No, he shouldn't have, huh? But I'd say this is a C.
C, sure.
I'd say I'd put it at C. And then we got Eli. Back-to-back. Peyton, back-to-back Mannings. Eli Manning beating the undefeated New England Patriots. Threw for 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of the most... Now, I mean, in 2024, it's a sack. It's a sack 100%. They're blowing that fucking whistle 5 seconds before
you're wrapped up, brother.
But he
came out of the bushes.
One of the best throws and catches and whatevers in Super Bowl history.
One of the luckiest moments in sports history.
255 and 2 touchdowns. I'd say it's got to go a tier over his brother in B.
And this one we can maybe bring in some circumstances, yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, it's the fucking undefeated Patriots. Santonio Holmes. 9 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown.
And then that masterpiece.
This masterpiece right here that you had to put as the cover for Santonio Holmes.
Game-winning touchdown.
The most famous toe tap of all time. 131 yards on 9 catches.
1 touchdown?
Yep.
Toe drag swag?
The toe drag swag. Can we?
But I mean,
what's up?
Could have gone to Roethlisberger. Could have gone to James Harrison.
I'd say B.
B?
B.
Sure.
Jerry had 11 catches, 100 more yards.
Yeah.
And he's at A, so I'd say throw him at that.
No, I wasn't considering putting him A.
Drew Brees, with his only Super Bowl MVP, 32 of 39 is what he threw.
His only MVP.
His only MVP, 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he threw 32 of 39. Only had 7 incompletions. Threw for 288
It's not bad for getting saved, you know. Tracy Porter saved him.
Surprise onside kick.
True.
To open up the half. I mean, there were a couple things that happened in that game that caught us by surprise. But I would say,
you know what I just realized?
What's up?
Sean Payton is like the same as Mike McCarthy or Mike Tomlin and all those guys.
What makes you say that?
They won early in their career, and now they stink.
I think Drew.
They've been good, but they haven't done anything. You know?
Drew might have to go in this.
They never went back to a Super Bowl.
Drew might have to go in this A category.
Drewski?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, okay, I'm looking at it now. So we got Eli.
For completion percentage?
We got Eli at B. He threw 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. Drew threw 288, 2 touchdowns, had 7 incompletions. He threw the ball 39 times.
I think that's B still, you know.
If that's B, we gotta start dropping some guys.
All right, sure, but throwing the ball 30. I mean, but we've never factored in completion percentage in any of the other guys.
If that's B, then Desmond Howard's going to C. If that's B, then I would
You can put
say
him in A. I don't mind.
no. I'm saying it's fine, but I'm saying we're gonna have to start. We got to start moving some guys.
Sure.
Phil Simms, 268.3. We'll keep him there. I mean, some of these running backs.
Franco, we can drop.
How did your guy? How John?
If you want to pull the first white running back to win a Super Bowl MVP, go right ahead.
Who the fuck? Yeah, we might. Yeah, we might. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we just might.
Dude, he had 4. What? How many touchdowns
might.
do you have? 3, 4?
300. John Riggins. He had one
Yeah.
touchdown. He had 160 yards, 166 yards, and a touchdown. Eli Santonio Holmes, the Kurt. I mean, he had 400 yards. All right, okay.
Kurt deserves a B. That's fine.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron freaking Rodgers.
S tier. Discount double check.
24 of he threw 24 of 39. So
sure.
He threw 24 of 39. Drew threw 32 of 39. 304 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He still have more yards. More touchdowns.
And he had more touchdowns. I think it places.
That's called efficiency.
I'd say it places right next to him. Well, actually,
sure.
The completions would show that there's a super huge lack of efficiency, but sure.
But more yards, more touchdowns.
Eli Manning, again, 30 of 40, 296 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's a C burger. We had Joe Flacco. Joe motherfucking Flacco, who was 22 of 33, 287 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, you got to put him with Aaron and Drew, right?
3 touchdowns.
287 yards, 22 of 33. So you got to throw him in there with Drew.
I like it.
You got to throw him in there with Drew. And A-Rod. And then after that, we had Malcolm Smith, who had a pick 6, a fumble recovery, and 10 tackles. Now, this is a defensive Super Bowl MVP.
Yes.
That I kind of like the most. Obviously, that entire defense was swarming the Denver Broncos the entire game. This was a Super Bowl MVP.
It was the biggest blowout. It was huge. It was crazy. It was whatever.
I mean, shit, you could have given it to the entire defense.
Yeah.
But Malcolm Smith with an interception, with the pick 6, the fumble recovery, and double-digit tackles. I'd say C. I'd say C.
C's perfect.
I'd say C. Richard Dent, get your ass the fuck out of here.
Smelly Dent.
Yeah. That's the only defense.
That's what I call my butt.
He will be the highest defensive player for now. And also, Desmond Howard is slowly making me want to drop him even a little bit lower, but it's fine. Tom Brady, Super Bowl 49, 37 of 50, 328 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, some things could have went some other ways, and we're not talking about Tom Brady's Super Bowl MVP. We might be talking about Marshawn Lynch's Super Bowl MVP, but he still threw 50.
That is true.
He still threw 50 balls, 328 yards, and had 4 tutties. Now, like you said, games that we can really remember. I mean, down 10 in the fourth quarter, was able to pull. I mean, I like this MVP. I think it goes right up there with the B's.
With who?
The B's? A's?
Yes.
B's?
Okay. The B's.
A?
No, the B's.
B? Okay.
Because he was about 3 penises away from losing that, or from winning, from losing that Super Bowl.
But that's not. He wasn't on the field. It had nothing to do with him,
Well, it kind of did. I mean, he did put them in a position to win, so never mind.
Yeah, I mean, they were down 10 in that same quarter. Von
Yeah.
Miller, Super Bowl 50. 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 pass deflection.
Forced fumble now?
Nope.
Fumble recovery?
Why aren't they showing why aren't they showing his whole I believe Vaughn had a little bit of a
No,
more
he forced it and someone else picked it up and took it out.
Super Bowl
I thought.
50 Von Miller stats. In Super Bowl 50, 2.5 sacks. He had 5, so he had 6 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles,
Yeah.
1 pass deflection.
Yeah.
So 2
Fun
forced
fact,
fumbles.
he kissed Roger Goodell on the lips after this. Just a
Oh
fun
fuck.
factoid.
I mean, a pass deflection, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 6 tackles.
C.
Yeah.
Your defense. I mean, he did take over that game, but, fuck him.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl 51,
S tier.
43 of 62, 466 yards, 2 touchdowns. The best comeback of all time. Where is it going?
S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Is it S tier, though? Or is it A tier?
See, but here's the thing, though. Are we going to officially stop stat watching and say this is an obvious S tier?
Yes.
The man was down 28-3.
Yes. Now.
And did what the fuck he did.
Now, Matt Ryan did take some sacks.
Hey, Cam Newton didn't die for a fumble.
Bing bong. S tier, baby.
Shit happens. We make the rules on our tier list around here.
Yeah, who, we don't have to move anybody. we do whatever the fuck we want.
We got Nick Foles.
I'm gonna put my fucking left testicle in D tier. Suck off.
Nick Foles, 28 of 43, 373 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown. So 4 total touchdowns. That's an A for me.
Are you sure that's not a fucking S banger? You can pull Dougie out of there. You tell. I mean, the guy who beat Tom Brady, the guy who beat Tom Brady at his best.
It's not
Tom Brady's best statistical Super Bowl ever.
It's not just beat Tom Brady because we barely factor that in for both of Eli's Super Bowls. So it's not just
we factored Eli's beating him the first one.
No, we factored in the fact that they beat an undefeated Patriots team. That's the difference. Not that he beat Tom Brady.
Yes.
Like there's a huge difference when there's a fucking Randy Moss on your team. But I mean, if you want to go S, we can go S. But I think it might have to be an
A. Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it is. If we look at it, it's cool because of him catching a touchdown, but it's not nearly as cool as.
Well, I mean, 373 yards and 3 passing touchdowns on top of that.
Not bad.
I mean, we'll go S. I really don't want to, but we'll go.
You don't have to.
We'll go S.
You don't know.
We'll go S, and we'll do a final. We'll do a final.
No, but here's I can't stop dropping my phone because I'm an idiot. I think A.
Okay.
It wasn't as. It's not. No. A.
Julian Edelman, 10 catches, 141 yards.
C.
Are you joking?
F.
I mean, he's going like right next to Deion Branch. It's damn near the same numbers. Like, see, that shit. They had to just give somebody a fucking MVP for.
Oh no, that was one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. Yeah, they handed it out like it was.
Who wants
cracked to. What?
Who? It was basically who wants it. Who wants?
Yeah, they're like
it was
Gronk.
Really like.
They're like, no, Gronk's gonna break the trophy, and we don't really want his name plastered places. So,
yeah, I mean,
Julian Edelman, the guy who
I
It's
mean, that
weird.
one play Gronk had alone in that Super Bowl probably should have won him that MVP, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah.
You got Patrick
That catch
Mahomes.
was the catch.
That was the catch in that game. Super Bowl 54, Patrick Mahomes, 26 of 42, 286 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
See.
Yeah, yeah. We're falling back to that C area. Then we got Tom Brady, Super Bowl
You
55.
can put his whole career in C tier.
No, Tom Brady,
C
21 of
for cheeseburger.
29, 21 of 29, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's another like C. It's like another C, right?
I mean, it was the Bucks defense that took the fuck over.
This is another C. Yeah, it's another C. We got Cooper Kupp. 8 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns.
C.
Yeah, it's another C. It's another C. Did we didn't miss a Joe Montana, did we? I got a random Joe Montana sitting down here. I don't know if we missed.
I think we did because Joe's got 4. Jerry had 1. Jerry has 5.
Okay, so we missed a.
I think only 1 Super Bowl MVP.
Because we have the one. Oh, whoa.
Does Joe have 3 Super Bowl MVPs?
Yes. Okay, that's where we fucked up. Because Joe goes. It goes. Let me just find all Joe Montana's Super Bowls. Okay, we had the
Because
one.
Jerry and Steve Young caught one.
The one after Plunkett, which is in D, because it was only
1 touchdown.
He had 157 yards and a touchdown. And then you go to. So which one put him? Okay, so the 5 touchdowns, 297. So what we missed was Super Bowl 19, where he threw for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns.
B. It's right there with Joe.
Yep, climbs right up there with B. And then the final 2 Super Bowl MVPs are both Patrick Mahomes. Now, we'll talk about 2 Super Bowls ago. He was 21 of 27, 182 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Beat Philly. Obviously, beat Philly. Final score, 38-35.
You know which one we can put him in?
What's up?
Tier C, U-C-K.
Tier C-U-C-K. That's hilarious. 21 of 27, though. 182, 3 tutties. I mean, yeah, that's C. That's C-level MVP ball right there. And then the final Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl 58, Patrick Mahomes. He was 34 of 46. He had 333 yards and 2 touchdowns.
C. Give it to Taylor.
Yeah, honestly, give it to Taylor. Wow, Patrick Mahomes had all 3 of his Super Bowl MVPs were C tier.
Yeah, because he's a joke.
Wow. All right, let's take one more look at the tier list and see if we like where everybody is. So let's take a look at that S. So Steve Young, 6 touchdowns, it's staying there, obviously. Joe's 5, staying there. Marcus Allen, what was it? That was 191 yards on, let me just find Marcus Allen. 191 yards on 20 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Is that A? It's pretty sick.
Nah, we'll keep it S. We'll keep it S. Doug Williams. 340 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, you made that comment. You said you don't think anybody else threw 4 touchdowns.
Well, no, it's I mean, 2 guys threw more than 4.
Yeah, like the only other 4 touchdown game that I'm coming across was Tom Brady's 28-3.
Yeah.
So I will keep Doug. Yes, I will keep Doug. Well, Terry Bradshaw.
What?
Terry Bradshaw.
No, there were some other. Yeah, Terry had a 4.
Terry was 318 with 4 touchdowns, 340 with 4 touchdowns.
Troy had
See,
4.
that's what was making me kind of say he might have to go down. But no, I'll keep him. I'll keep him at S. I'll keep him at S. I'll keep him at S. A. I like all the A's. That Troy one. Can we make sure we like that Troy one? 273 and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, we like. I think we did a good job. I think.
Yeah, I think whatever this brings, and I think this is, we could probably pick apart every little bit of it and whatever, and say that someone was a C plus or whatever. But I think it's fine. I like it.
But no, I mean, I like it. I like it though. It's some of the best performances at S. Some of the Super Bowl MVPs that just made 0 sense at F. Some boring defensive games that didn't produce the most exciting performances, obviously at the D and maybe C level. And then you just had, honestly, that B is filled with a lot of quarterbacks with similar stat lines.
Yeah.
But
just
they were dominant.
Good, solid wins.
They were all better than Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl MVPs. I'll tell you that.
And that's all that matters, you know.
That is really all that
matters.
matters.
His will say 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 babies that aren't his.
But let's not do that.
I'm sorry, that's rude.
That's okay. But with all that being said, we talked Super Bowl MVP tier list. We talked the Pacers finally getting bumped out of the playoffs after Boston swept them. And Ant thinking that they have a chance. Sweep them.
Sweep it is.
Either way, Ant thinks that they're going to win 4 games in a row versus Dallas, and I love the confidence, but
so do I. Cool, whatever.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, there's a certain part when confidence becomes
confidence and delusional. Like it's like
delusion.
Which one are you? But I guess is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No.
That's that is
Orioles.
Perfect. Orioles
won.
Orioles
11-3 today.
There you go. 11-3
on Memorial Day. Packed house, 40,000 people.
Okay. Hey. All right. Okay. I feel you. But with that being said, we will be back on Saturday to talk more NBA playoffs, more off the court, off the field, drama, news, stories, another tier list, hopefully. And brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. We will be back on Saturday. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.
Squirt on them hoes.